Sean.
I gotta sneeze.
Jeez, lady.
Nothing go on a second.
Okay, get started.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I am Sean.
And I'm Amber.
And we are the couple that grills together. And today we're going to do Mom's Original Tacos. Tell us about that, Amber.
So we've done a previous video where we did a few modifications to Mom's taco recipe. But today we're taking it back to the original recipe, just like she makes it. And I gotta tell y'all, she makes such good tacos. She's a really good taco maker. She may not be the greatest at some recipes, but she is a very good taco maker and enchilada maker.
And that's okay, because she'd probably say you're not a good pancake maker, so.
She absolutely would say that.
So there's two things we're doing a little, it is the original recipe, but for us, we are doing a mixture on the meat.
Yep, the half ground beef, half turkey, and it's 2 pounds total.
And for the green chilies, instead of just the can of green chilies, we're using the 505 Southwestern flame roasted green chilies. And what are we going to get started on first today, Amber?
First thing we're going to do is we're going to fry up the ground beef and the onions. I'm going to get the onions started first so that they'll be a little bit cooked before I add the ground beef. So we've got 1 whole onion diced up. I'm putting a little bit of Pam cooking spray in. And we're just gonna start cooking these till they get translucent or partially translucent. And then we'll throw in the ground beef.
Where's the beef?
It's right behind you.
Oh, okay.
This already smells so good. Just with the onions. So now I'm going to add some sea salt to this. It's the herb sea salt by A. Vogel. If you watched any of our other videos, you've seen us use that a couple of times. We use it quite a bit on our nightly meals. We really like that sea salt. I recommend giving it a try. We're not huge salt users, but this adds a little more flavor to what you're cooking. And it's a really light flavor that it adds, but it just adds a different dimension to it beyond just using plain salt. We really love using it on veggies. We use it on zucchini, squash. We've used it on baked potatoes.
And again, we do salt. We don't use a lot of salt, but we do salt a lot of stuff, but we do it while we're cooking it, not after the fact.
So we're just gonna let this cook up. I am going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of minced garlic. And you can adjust this to whatever your tastes are. Some people don't like a lot of garlic. Some people like using a lot of garlic in their cooking. I do recommend putting some in it though, because you definitely miss it if you don't have it in here.
So what are you saying? Some people like stinky breath and some people don't?
I guess that's what I'm saying. You know, a cute story about Sean's mom and dad, and they've been married over 50 years. On the first date, Sean's mom asked his dad if he ate onions. She said she could not date a guy that did not like onions. He said yes, and the rest is history. So now I am going to add a little black pepper to this. And again, that's just going to be according to your taste. This is a really simple recipe, and it's a pretty versatile recipe because you can make enchiladas with this, which Seann's mom makes really good enchiladas. You can use this to make nachos. You can use it for burritos. There's a lot that you can do with it, and it does make quite a bit. So if you have a small family and you don't use all of it, you can put it up and use it for another meal and do something different with it.
Is it cheesy time?
No.
Oh man.
It has to be fully cooked, and then you have to drain it before you can have the cheese.
Oh man.
It's not time to get cheesy yet, Seann.
All right, is it time to get cheesy now?
It is. So I have drained the meat in a colander and put it back into the skillet. Now we're going to take half a loaf of Velveeta, the original Velveeta. I use the 2%, but it's the original yellow Velveeta flavor. And now we're just going to let this melt into the meat. Now this is something also that you can change according to what your tastes are. If you don't want it to be as cheesy, then you can use a little less. If you want it to be cheesier, then use a little more Velveeta. It is completely up to you.
We like it cheesy.
But not too cheesy. I'm not a big fan of it being too cheesy.
That's why she doesn't like me sometimes.
I love you all the time.
She says I'm too cheesy.
You know what? That's what I love about you. I love that you're cheesy and dorky. Now also another thing, I like to keep some extra Velveeta from the package so that when we're having leftovers, like the next day, I can add a little extra cheese to it if I want to help thin it up some, because it is going to get thicker sitting in the fridge. I also like to use a little bit of milk to it to help thin it up whenever I'm reheating it.
She's walked away, guys. Hold on a minute. Let me taste this.
Hey Seann, what you doing there?
Nothing. Gosh, you just like my mama, getting on me for tasting it.
You do realize that we haven't added the chilies to it.
I know. I got to taste it in every step.
Okay. Cannot turn my back on him for a second when I am cooking. Okay, so the Velveeta has melted mostly, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the green chilies. Like Seann said, we usually just use a plain can of green chilies, which is 4.5 ounces. This time we are using 505 Southwestern's flame roasted green chilies. We really like their green chilies, so we wanted to include those in this recipe, and we're really excited to see what they add to it.
Flavor.
So Now that we've got the green chilies added and the Velveeta is mostly melted, now we're just going to turn this down and let it simmer for a little while so that those flavors can just mingle, and then it'll be ready to go. So we're just gonna let this simmer for a little bit and then we'll be back.
Yeah, let it simmer. Those green chilies are good. I can taste that. Man.
Okay, so we let the meat simmer for about 30 minutes. As you can see, it's thickened up quite a bit from what it was when we just got the cheese melted. I've made up a couple of tacos for us. We're gonna give those a bite. We just made some basic tacos with flour tortillas, some lettuce, some tomatoes, some homemade guacamole, and we're gonna give these a try.
All right, so now Amber's got our tacos made up, our original Mom's tacos. And so now we're gonna get to try it out, see how it tastes. Grab one, Amber. Let's try it out. Man,
That's good.
the meat is great
And messy.
and messy. I got it all in my face, my hand. That's okay. Guacamole's good. I'm gonna get another bite. Oh, you probably saw me drop some. I tell you, Amber, these are some smacking good tacos. Man.
Did we do your mama's recipe justice?
Mama, I appreciate it. And just so you know, Amber had to get on to me too for getting in the taco meat while she was cooking it. Just like you had to. So don't feel bad. I say, man, make up a couple more and sit down and have some tacos, babe. What do you think?
I say let's do it.
Let's do it because everything's better together. Man,
Good stuff.
that is good. Guacamole is good on there. Meat is great. I love using those green chilies.
They were really good.
Yeah.
Add a little more heat to it.
Yeah. Heat, more flavor.